What's Lumpin' Lumpies?
Third try.
Welcome back. Third try. That's for all the behind the paywall listeners. Don't know what we're talking about.
All the Patreon supporters. So many of them.
Yeah.
So many.
They get all the behind the scenes action.
All right, host.
I'm the host.
All right,
Since
host.
when?
That's why you're doing the intro. You're the host.
You're the host and we're the parasites.
Ew. I mean, yeah. No, you guys are parasites.
All right, what are we doing today, Christ?
Christ. You're almighty. God in heaven. Welcome to the official OG Jesus podcast. We're talking about TV. Again, but different.
How is it different?
We're doing like top 10 shows.
Yeah.
Chris
Probably going to be
doesn't
some
sound happy.
rants. I'm always happy.
Chris is nervous. He's the host. It's his first time in his
Yeah, I'm
life.
being forced upon host duties.
Maybe if you tweeted, then you wouldn't be in the situation.
Oh my god. You don't tweet one time because you have to work.
Oh yeah, work 3
Oh,
days in
yeah.
a row.
Yeah.
You can't find 5 minutes to tweet.
Oh
Sean,
my
I can't,
god.
when I'm working during prime tweeting hours.
As you're playing Fortnite with Josh.
Oh my god.
One.
This is assault. I'm with a deadly weapon.
Hey.
I need that
the-
free battle pass.
Saving money.
No way.
Chris is a working man. No, you're saving money. Getting the
Barely.
battle pass.
Nah, dude, it's free. It was free those 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for everyone who got it, good job.
Well, today's our first time recording in 22 days.
Really?
22 days.
Over
Yeah.
3 weeks.
Breaking that fourth wall.
It was at least... When I listen to a podcast, I always wonder what the timeline is between recording and uploading. So today is Wednesday, February 27th, and you'll probably hear this...
By Friday.
No, it always comes out on Wednesdays.
Oh, well,
Yeah, this will just be
Friday's
next
when we're
week.
gonna, like, edit it.
This will be next week.
So, yeah. So you're gonna hear this in a week.
Are we going to be one of those podcasts that breaks the fourth wall and just tells people
Yeah.
Yeah.
we're doing it?
I mean, when I listen to, like, Ear Biscuits or something, I'm like, how old is this video actually?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure it's not super...
Like 2 months old.
Yeah, it could be. Like, all our first 3 were recorded pretty much in one sitting.
Right?
Pretty
Was it?
much.
Basically.
Yeah. So, yeah. I don't know what
I
my
feel
point was.
I feel like more podcasts are better with schedules because they would have stayed on top of recording. We took a long break, which we should have not, so we could have stayed on top of having more episodes.
It's good for our energy and well-being because we all work different schedules, so it's like trying to get... If we do it once a week, then there's gonna be points where
What's happening?
there's gonna be points where we might accidentally miss a day or be late on recording or force ourselves to do it, and that's not good because I speak from experience.
We also, like, are always, like, tired at different
Exactly.
times.
Yeah, I'm tired, like, in the middle of the afternoon.
And then when I'm tired, Emma's, like, lit.
Yeah.
And Sean's, like,
The only time I'm not tired is between 10 and 12.
so weird.
So
At
yeah.
night.
So-
Night, 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 night.
Night.
So before we get into the top 10, Chris had a birthday in this meantime here.
Oh my
5 days ago.
goodness. Chris, how old are you?
Basically retired.
25.
25. What's funnier than 24?
25.
Stop making fun of me. I'm old, decrepit. I bought the cane.
How's it feel to be 25?
I'm ready to break my hip.
Yeah, that's how it feels. You ready to break your hip?
Yeah, I'm gonna fall. Probably gonna get dementia soon.
Did you get a?
I thought you already had it.
Basically.
Did you get a Nintendo Switch
Yes.
from your friends?
Friends bought me the Nintendo Switch. Okay.
And they hid it in the fridge.
Yep. Chris came home and he was coming home with groceries, so we're like, what a perfect thing to... We had a few different plans. At first we were going to put it
In the cat box.
No, not in the cat box, but next to it, and we're gonna be like, look at that massive shit that a cat left or something. So you'd go in there and be like, what?
Yeah. Or pretend it's a giant spider that we wanted you to kill, or Josh wanted us to leave it in your bed. And
Oh yeah, under the
have you, like,
covers.
Chris, can you get me a blanket?
Yeah, we're like, no.
Josh is really cold.
The fuck?
Yeah, we're like, no, Josh, that's such a bad idea.
Yeah, we're like, what if Chris is like, no? We're like, Chris, get the fucking blanket. Dude.
Yeah.
Your friend is over here freezing his balls off, and you can't just get him a blanket.
We have 2 blankets in the
terrible
living room.
friend.
That's what I was saying. Like, as I'm like laying on that of the blanket that's in the living room, in the green one, yeah, there's 2 in the living room. It's like, no, we're super cold.
Josh is super cold, specifically.
Josh
Yeah.
is never cold in his life.
But yep, we're like almost the same age as Chris, and Sean's birthday is in April, so and mine's in August, and we're all turning the same age, so we're all gonna be in the nursing home together.
The premiere of Avengers Endgame is my birthday, so it's gonna be a good year.
We can't pre-order tickets for that, right?
You can, but I don't know when it starts.
You just, like, look at, like, the websites and see. It's probably 2
Yeah.
weeks.
Well,
Yeah.
as soon as we can, we need to stay on top of it, because as soon as we can, we're buying those tickets.
So, what am I doing? Chris is the host.
Yeah, Chris
You
is
mean-
the host.
Okay, I don't need to. It's co-hosting.
Lead the way.
Co-host.
Either way, this is
Nope.
the pace of this show is all led by you.
Ugh, wow. And I guess it's over.
All right, guys.
Also, you don't want to do it. You hate everything, huh? You
No
hate
wonder
the
why I didn't
listeners?
tweet.
You hate the listeners.
Sorry, Lumpies. Hate the listeners. Hate myself. Alright, so, whatever. Talking about TV shows. Top 10s. What's changed your life. What's made you the person you are today.
Yes.
Who's taken pics of your feet when you're a 14-year-old actor. That and more. You know, hype people up, wondering what we're talking about. So
Remember when we talked about that on Monocast
Yeah, I
like
was just
a year
thinking
ago?
that.
Crazy shit.
we have new listeners. All right, what's Monocast? They're gonna go back and
We talked
listen
about that
to
on
it.
episode 1.
And they're gonna go back and
Briefly.
listen, and they're gonna go through the whole series and be like, "What happened to it?"
You probably can't even find it if you search it because it had so low views.
I'm sure you could
Or such
search
low
it.
views. I don't know. But anyways,
Either way. Talking about TV. Wow, I'm really bad at this.
it's all good, dude.
No, you're fine.
So bad.
So before we do top 10, what should we do, Chris?
What do you mean? What should we do?
Should we like do honorable mentions?
I guess we can just start with your top 10.
You don't want to do honorable mentions?
I mean, I feel like that can be later on. Why would you start with honorable mentions?
Because it's not in the top 10, so does it, like who cares?
Honorable mentions are always at the end.
Yeah, it's honorable that you want to include them after all the other ones.
Yeah, it's always that's the stuff for
Alright.
later.
Alright, if you really want.
Keep up.
Alright, who's number 10
Keep
going first?
up.
Is it
Oh
the
my
host?
god.
I said no. You're ready to go. You have it ready. You feel like you've had more life-changing experiences with your shows.
True.
I feel like it's. We're gonna start with S Money.
My life does change a lot through TV shows.
I'm
So,
so privileged.
this might come up as a shock to, at very least, Emma, that this is my number 10. It ranks so low on my list. Hold on, before I say it, Emma, what do you think it is? I'm going to say. Okay.
I'm thinking really hard. I'm thinking really hard.
Just take a guess. What show do you think I love that you would think would be a lot higher?
I don't know.
Alright, my number 10. It's Ghost Adventures.
That should not even be on the list.
Oh, it
Sean
is on the
loves
list.
ghost stuff.
Yeah.
I've been watching Ghost Adventures since 2000, whenever the fuck it came out. So 2010 or 11, something like that. A long ass time.
Sean's talked about ghost stuff as long as I've known him.
And
It's his passion.
it's a good ass show. I haven't been able to watch it recently at all because I have cable. I haven't had cable for years.
And whenever
But
whenever we put it on Hulu, I complain.
I'll watch it with you, Sean.
Yeah.
Zach Bagans, he's quite the character. He's kind of a tool most of the time. But I fucking love that show. believe everything ever that was ever on it. I think everything is real. It's scary as shit. And
Yeah.
the earlier episodes I feel like were better because their reactions were more like extreme and stuff. Put that down. I was holding a sign that says fake. Their reactions are a lot better because they're newer at it. But then, like, as the like 14th season rolled around, they're like,
because they're like forced for
they've,
TV,
like,
they
seen
can't
it
just have
all.
fun with it.
Guys,
they've seen it all.
I like have this random fit of rage. I have chills. I have chills too, man. Oh my god, I'm getting angry within. I feel rage.
Hey, have you ever been in an extremely haunted location?
My grandmother's house was haunted.
No, extremely. Like,
Haunted.
Civil War fucking...
No, but every night I would see a ghost in my grandmother's house.
Did you ever get chills?
Yes, actually.
Well, then why are you mocking it, huh?
Because I got chills because I was so scared.
Maybe that's what they're talking about.
Yeah, but they'll be like, they say that a cold breeze like goes over them.
Hey,
It's like,
cold air
and then-
has been a ghost thing for centuries.
and then one of them will be like, "You're right, I do feel the cold," and another one will be like, "Did it just get cold in here?" It's like it's so fake. It's so
Hey.
fake. Don't worry, guys. We're gonna have a elongated conversation.
Okay, hold on. During
We're gonna have a
Halloween.
elongated conversation about this eventually.
The
Just
Halloween special.
stop
But,
interrupting me.
Hey,
No,
you
no,
interrupted me.
no. Let me finish my sentence. It's such a fake show. It's so bad. We're gonna have a whole fucking episode talking about how bad the show is. Okay, continue.
No, we're fucking not.
Yeah, we
first
are.
of all. Second of all, Emma's just a hater. Hater. Well, guess what? You're my motivator too.
I guess I'm at number 10. I have so much stuff. I don't know. The Amanda Show, I guess, is a good number 10 for me. I used to watch that all the time.
I almost put that.
I love all of the Dan Schneider universe. It's all just too good.
The DSCU, the Dan Schneider Cinematic Universe.
DSCU. It all connects. I don't know. It was just ridiculous nonsense.
Yeah, Amanda Show was pretty good. It was pretty short-lived though.
Yeah, I really liked it though when I was younger.
Yeah.
I would wait for it to come on and be lit.
I love the lit. I love the Dancing Lobsters.
Mm-hmm.
I love the trunk or the car one. The game show where they all had to like stay in like a car.
Yeah, they like ate parts of the car because they were so hungry.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was like there was like a
It was a one-off.
cache of money in the back of this like trunk, and 4 people are in like the middle. It's like the middle of like a parking lot, and they like stay in it. It's like one of the sketches.
Okay, I feel like I almost kind of remember it, but
Yeah.
was it like a family? Like I feel like I remember an older guy being in
It
the
was
car.
always like characters from the show.
Oh,
Yeah.
And
okay.
always the annoying one would win. Like the Maha girl would like win.
Oh my god.
Judge Trudy was in the car. Dancing Lobsters in the car.
Judge
Oh.
Trudy.
Damn.
Send in the Dancing Lobsters.
It's so good. It was such a good show.
That was
Popper
pretty good.
Pants.
Popper Pants. Oh
Lunch
my
Day.
god.
You
Yes.
guys really remember a lot.
I forgot about the inventions. Yeah. You just pour the popcorn in your pants.
Oh,
and then you pour
yeah.
whatever seasoning you want. You want some butter. You want some caramel.
Caramel is what they said. Caramel.
Oh my god. I kind of remember
And the
that.
pants pop. Oh, so good.
I ate the cannoli.
Wait.
Snap, crackle, kaboom.
Oh my god.
Good
Damn.
Which one was that again?
shit. The snap, crackle, pop.
Oh right, the
Or
the
the Rice
cereals.
Krispies.
Yes.
Parody.
Damn, we need to rewatch it.
There was probably one season, all those shows as a kid.
Dude.
It lasted for 20 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched it forever. It was so good.
The Totally Kyle.
Totally Kai.
Yeah.
Totally.
This one time.
The one where the prank show where they're people call in and be like, I want you to hit yourself in the head with a sledgehammer. Like, I'm not gonna do that. And they're like, I dare you to. And they're like, okay. And they do.
Wait, was that the one that had the old man that would get called
No.
and angry?
That was the prank call one where they're like, I want you to rub jelly in your hair. And he's like, I don't want to rub jelly in my hair. And you're like, do it. And he's like, okay.
Oh my
Played
God.
by Dan Schneider himself.
Wait, really?
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Me either.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Dressed up
I
as a
don't
little
want
guy.
to watch you rub peanut butter on your feet. I'll
That-
rub it
that-
on you for you.
That is like the same thing as the Dare one though, but it was Drake Bell and Amanda Bynes playing like brother and sister, and like it would get like
Oh, yeah.
video phone calls. I remember one time they got a phone call from someone in Salt Lake City, New Hampshire.
What the
What?
fuck? So it's like mixing like states and like
Yeah.
cities together.
What? That's so weird.
Yeah, it's funny. I remember a lot apparently. But
I wish I remembered more. I feel like maybe there wasn't as much as I thought there
I
was.
remember every skit apparently. But I didn't even make my honorable mentions.
Yeah.
There was one. Wasn't there one of like them in like a school or something, and they were like
Girls' Room?
Italian? What?
Oh,
Girls' Room was one. Yes, yes, that was a good one. The like bathroom one.
room.
Yeah. Oh, there was like yes, there was like the tall
like
chick, the
eggs.
like dumb. Yes, I like eggs. I like eggs.
We gotta rewatch this show like right,
Right?
now.
Yeah, the Italian one was Drake and Josh, and he's like, "I ate the cannoli." So every time you guys talk about cannolis, I quote that, and you guys never respond.
Yeah.
I don't remember like that.
Same.
Memorable.
I loved Girls' Room
Unforgettable.
though. Girls' Room was so good.
Uh,
Oh my god.
Moody's Point.
Oh, wait.
Moody's Point.
Wait,
Fucking
hold on.
God.
Going back to the girls'
We need
room.
to talk about that.
When Josh Peck comes in dressed as a girl
Yeah.
and they like fucking flush her or
Oh
whatever.
my god, that's right. Oh yeah, because if you lost, you got flushed.
Yeah.
Yes. Moody's Point though
Yeah.
was the greatest fucking thing.
I thought it was real. Like, besides like it would be randomly like funny, but like I thought it was legit like a sideshow.
They apparently wanted to make it a spin-off show.
Yeah.
Really?
They didn't.
That would have been amazing. Mom trapped in a hot air balloon. Dad lost his toe.
Oh my god.
And sad, like depressed friend, and then like Moody.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, or was Moody the? I don't know. I don't remember. I think she was the sad one all the time.
I don't
Then there was
know.
like the hot guy who like she like liked.
That was probably only like 2 different episodes.
Yeah.
But we remember it as being like a whole fucking series.
The trapped in a balloon thing was the craziest fucking like
I
idea
love
ever.
the toe.
The toe.
God.
I lost my toe, so I can't walk right. My big toe, and then they like
Yeah.
did a hot dog or something, attached it to it. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I can walk again.
Jesus.
I got a toe, I got a toe, I got a toe, I got a toe. The hobo with the toe.
Oh,
Oh,
god, that's
yeah.
right.
Oh my god.
Alright, Emma. Let's say you're top number 10.
Probably out of all of them, the least would be Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love that show so much.
It's so good.
I've watched it like once. So.
I've watched every season. Actually, probably not the most recent one or maybe most recent 2, but before that, I watched all the seasons like maybe 5 times over and over and over again. But it's so good.
It's yeah.
I like the like immature comedy. Like Charlie, I can't even like this one episode. There's like him and Dee go on like a date with this like brother and sister that are like rich, and Charlie's like obsessed with cheese, and like a cart
Oh my
Full of
god, that's
cheese.
right. Yes.
a cart full
Oh
of
my
cheese like
God.
goes by him, and he's like and like
And it's struggling.
yeah, and he was in what's his name? I forget, but one of the like friends that owns a bar is like
Dennis.
Dennis. I could
Yeah.
not remember his name for some reason. I haven't watched it in so long, but Dennis is like, Dee, you're not allowed to drink, and Charlie, you're not allowed to get near any cheese. And that cart comes by with alcohol and fucking cheese, and Dee just starts chugging, and Charlie goes like, and like jumps into it, and it's just like shoveling a bunch of cheese in his mouth, and I like fucking lose it every time I like see that episode.
It's so good. The writing on the show is like super good. They've like
Mhm.
kept up with like character arcs super well.
Yeah, like what's that guy?
But like the
Rickety Cricket?
Oh yeah, like the priest. It's gotten so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I want to watch it. Just also again, cable and other things are expensive to like have to watch anything.
Right.
It's so good.
It's so good.
I don't know. There's like I don't know. I feel like I haven't watched enough to know like remember like specific episodes that I'm like you need to watch this one.
Yeah.
It's just a good show.
Yeah.
Everyone should watch it. You never
Alright.
seen any of it?
I
Just
feel like
the
you would
things
like
Josh forced me to watch.
it. Yeah.
Oh, see, that's why
Yeah.
we need to watch it now that you're
Free
It's been
Man.
a while. Yeah,
Yeah.
Free Man. I think you'll like it. It's good.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, my number 9.
You're
Yeah.
number 9.
'Cause
Number 9.
from here on out, up until number 2,
Yeah.
these are not going to be in any particular order because I love them all differently, like my children. Ghost Adventures was 10 last because I haven't watched it in like forever, and I've kind of seen it all pretty much, so I'm just like, eh. So, my number 9, the legendary Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Oh,
Yes.
I forgot.
I know.
Oh, I forgot. Is that the one that you were saying that if I see it,
Mm-hmm.
that I would add it to my list? Oh.
Whose Line Is It Anyway? Every single, like, summer night for my entire life in school, midnight, ABC Family,
Yes.
like, every single day, hell yeah, that show is, like, the funniest show, like, ever made. Like, I don't understand why it's not, like, a gigantic thing. Because it should be. It's, like, been on again for the last, like, 6 years, which is, like, longer than the original, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
It's so good. Like,
So funny. Everyone is funny.
my sister and I used to have a bunk bed, and I could hear her laughing above me. And we would have my dad used to play volleyball at the Y, and it was like he would get out late at night, so like we would watch that, and I like have memories of whenever that show would come on, I would be happy because it was funny, and then my dad would come home and we would like watch the rest of it with him. So so not only do I have good memories from it, it's also just so good. Like, it's so funny. They're so talented. If you haven't seen that show, you have to look it up.
It's on CW now, like, currently airing, but it was on ABC back in the day with Drew Carey as the host when we were kids. But then it came back because everyone's like, bring it back because it's so good. So if you haven't seen it and you have cable, check it out. It is amazing. I think it's still just as funny as it used to be.
They've added a few more type of skits on there, too.
Yeah.
Which makes it even better, I feel like.
Yeah, it's just like an improv show, 4 people on it, and they all play these games. Scenes from a Hat is my favorite one. Everyone's favorite one, pretty much. And they pull out something out of the hat that an audience member wrote. So it's like things you'd say about your computer, but not your girlfriend. And they'd each go up, take a turn, and like say something that you would say about your computer, but not your girlfriend. And there's more to it than that, but it is still fucking good.
It's so good.
Every episode, guaranteed you to laugh, like a good amount, not just like.
They're just like good, like the best improvers, like
Yeah.
ever. Like it's ridiculous. Like I could never do that in my life if I tried.
Yeah.
And it also has like good like rewatchability too.
You could literally watch an episode from like 1999 now and still find it funny.
Yeah, there's nothing like it ages because it's not like timely really. It's kind of just like general stuff.
Yeah.
It's so good.
All right, Chris, what's your number 9?
Okay, number 9 I'll say is Rocket Power.
Oh, Rocket
Rocket
Power.
Power.
What?
Yeah. What?
Rocket Power's your number 9?
Yeah. Why?
That's surprising as hell.
It's
He's-
such a good show.
He's like assaulting you right
It's an
now.
okay show. Also, you don't like sports, so it's just weird that.
Yeah,
But
but it was one of those shows I just watched like all the time, and if I probably watch it now, maybe I'll have a different opinion. But
Same.
I just remember watching it literally all the time.
Same. When I was younger, when it was like on all the time, I loved watching it. It was so good.
Me too, but
It
I don't
hasn't
know.
it hasn't
Surprising.
lingered for me.
I just don't have. Well, I don't watch a lot of TV in general, like as much as I used to.
true.
Yeah, I don't know. I just
Surprised.
liked. It was good. You know, the squid.
The squid. Oh my god.
The goalie kid.
Can we start calling you the squid?
Yes.
You're the
Why?
squid now.
You're the squid.
You're the
Okay.
squid.
All right. I guess mine. Naked Brothers Band.
I don't think I watched like a few episodes of that,
I've
but I never
never
like
watched
watched it
it.
a lot.
Never seen it.
I don't even really remember it.
Yeah. It's one that I remember like waiting for it to come out and like be sitting there on my couch like waiting for it to come out when I was in like 7th or 8th grade. which like I feel like I was too old to be watching that, but then again at the same time when I was like in high school, my friends were like lit off of Hannah Montana, which I forgot to add that to my list, but I'm gonna put Hannah Montana next to Naked Brothers Band because those were I would wait for the new episodes to come out and just sit there waiting for them to come out.
What was the show even about?
Naked Brothers Band?
Yeah.
They were like two brothers that were in a band and like they had a few friends that were in a band and then basically like just kind of like kid stuff like in
like Hannah
older.
Montana-esque, like you're just like living life, but then they also do like random like band stuff.
Kind of. I mean like the kid like the like singer liked the bassist because it was a girl and like they would be dealing with like relationship stuff and whatever and it's kind of I don't know it's kind of like the same stuff that we were going through in like middle school but I just like loved them so much and I like thought it was crazy that these kids were like in a band and were like pretty good because it was like legit them playing instruments and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The only memory I have of that show was going to GameStop like 5 years ago and seeing Naked Brothers Band Game Boy Advance game.
Oh yes.
Oof.
Let's get it.
Ooh.
I was like, what the fuck?
Let's get it.
I remember like a bunch of their songs, like the theme song. If you put it on right now, I would sing every word. It was so good. Like, and like, it's Nat and Alex Wolff. If you don't know who they are, they're like in movies right now. Like, Alex Wolff was in Hereditary, and Nat Wolff was in like A Fault in Our Stars, and like a few other ones that I can't like.
Paper Town, you mean?
Yeah, no, that too.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah, they were in both. He was in both.
See, I don't even like when you say that now. I like, oh yeah, I guess that makes sense. But I did not realize it was them.
Yeah, and they also put out music, and it's like they're good. But
all right.
All right. My number 8. Again, no particular order up until my number 2. Number 2 is my top 2 are my top 2 without any doubt. So
Yeah. Everything's kind of just thrown around.
yeah, it was all kind of random, but random order. So number 8, Drake and Josh.
Yes, dude.
mm-hmm.
Still holds up like fuck. Me and Emma were literally watching it like 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Woke up in the middle of the fucking night to a kid screaming his head off.
What?
The episode where they
forgot.
get stuck in the treehouse because they burn the kid's treehouse
Oh,
down.
that's right. I love that episode.
They're like tried it fixing it or something, and then the kid like was screaming for like 10 seconds straight, and it woke me and Emma up. It was like the highest pitched scream I've ever heard. It was wicked funny. Like later on in the day when we were like talking about it, but
Because we didn't acknowledge it when we both woke up. Because it was like, it's because we just woke up and it just felt like it went on
Yeah.
for a wicked long time and it was super loud. We both just laid there and like struggled to fall back asleep. And then later on in the day, we're like, that fucking kid, like, I thought it was a woman. I was like, that fucking woman screaming. He's like, oh my god, like something. But we were like dying laughing because it scared us. We both just laid there like trying to fall back asleep after like. It's like nothing else woke us up besides that one scream
my
that was
God.
so loud.
I remember being a kid watching it, and it was the first show where I'd be watching it with my dad, and he was also laughing, like, watching with me.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it was also one of the first shows. I can't remember if this came first or Disney Classified, where I kept up with the seasons, and
okay.
I was like religiously following these shows to the point where I would be on the constant lookout for each episode and the finales and like when the next season's going to start. So I don't know. I just came like fascinated with how they would change each season, like the people. Like I'm like, oh, I wonder what they're gonna look like next year. It was weird.
Kid shows were also like not as good as or good at like keeping up with that thing. Like they would be like new episode next Thursday at 6:30.
Yeah.
And it's kind of just like whatever. Like it wasn't like I feel like as structured as like some other TV shows.
Yeah. But yeah, Drake and Josh, still wicked fucking funny. Definitely like a teen Nick show. Not as much as like Victorious. Because that Victorious is like the pinnacle of like teen Nick shows.
I feel like it's kind of both. Like it could be like teen Nick and kid.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah,
but they
it's kinda
definitely.
loose.
But like Drake like making out with girls like 5 times an episode is definitely like a teen
Yeah.
thing to show off, not like, hey kids, look at Drake jerking off with these hot girls.
Jesus.
Jerking off, I didn't even say that. Making out.
Oh wait, did you say that by accident? Oh, you were like being like
No, because I was also
funny.
thinking like, I was just like mixing up in my head, like, hey kids, jerk off to Drake make out with girls, but
That was the greatest slip ever. I feel like that's also
We leaving that in?
yeah.
Yeah, of course. People need that.
Yeah.
I feel like that was also a show that whenever I think about it, it feels like it had a lot of episodes. Like it went on for a long time.
Well, it had 4 seasons, which is pretty good
That's
for a
it?
Nick show.
That's it? 4 seasons?
That's
Nick shows usually only have like 2 or 3.
yeah.
True.
That's like a long time. That's like us like 12 to 16 or some shit like that. I don't even
Yeah,
know.
it's our entire high school lives.
Yeah, that's like one school life.
Middle school, yeah.
True, because that's kind of how Disney Channel is too. They would have like 2 seasons.
That's why Girl Meets World didn't get renewed, even though they had like a huge cliffhanger, because Disney Channel doesn't have shows longer than 4 seasons. So they're like, even if people liked it and there's good ratings, too bad. We have
Yeah.
like some weird rule. But besides Phineas and Ferb.
Oh, it's still on. Is there still new episodes?
No.
No, but it went on for like 10 seasons.
Yeah, true.
So yeah. Chris, what's your number 8?
I did have Drake and Josh on there, so I will take that off mine. So I'll move next. Dun dun dun. Chowder. I
Ugh.
fucking loved Chowder.
I
Chowder is one of my favorite shows.
I loved Chowder so much. Oh, Rada.
Rada Rada Rada. Yes.
I don't even remember what he looks like besides.
I don't know. It was just good. It was different when it first came out, like the art styles and everything.
Yeah.
It was just very. Cartoon Network's always been very good at like new and like kind of like changing like formats and stuff. And Chowder was just like one of my favorite things, and I would love to like watch it again. I've like done those like YouTube things. I don't know. It's just so good. It's weird. I think it's just 'cause it's weird, and I liked the weird moving. I don't know like what that art style is when like
Yeah, like
the texture,
background was...
like the texture of someone's shirt would like as they move, they like go with them, like transparent almost.
Yeah, it was transparent to like a background of some sort.
Yeah, but like
It was cool.
like everyone's clothing would be a different texture that would like move with them. I don't even know.
Anything else to say about it?
I guess not. Unless I don't know if Emma has anything.
It's just a really good show.
I
Like
barely watched it.
you should
What?
you should really watch it because it's good. It's so funny and it's just good.
I think it's on Hulu.
It's worth watching. It's so
Yeah.
good. I like it.
Alright, I'm at number 8.
I'm trying to figure out exactly. Probably I'm gonna say Rock of Love.
Rock of Love.
Because that was whether I can't remember if there was a Rock of Love 2 or if it was there was Rock of Love 2 and then Rock of Love Bus, maybe even Rock of Love Bus 2. I don't remember which one was my favorite. I don't really know, but just I'm grouping them all together, Rock of Love and like the Daisy of Love and Flavor of Love, all of those I'm putting in there because that was also something when I was in middle school and high school. I would run home, never ran, would get a ride, but yell at my dad to speed faster to go home so I could get there and watch. Like Tila Tequila's A Shot of Love, oh my god, those shows, that was like insane. Which makes me think of another one that I'm going to add it on to this. Girls Next Door. My best friend and I, when we were like 12, wanted to be Playboy bunnies so bad. We wanted to bleach our hair and have huge boobs more than anything. And when I was watching on TV, it was on E, and I wanted the DVDs for the show so bad so I could just keep watching whenever I wanted. And my dad bought them for me. Which I feel like he probably wouldn't care because I was a girl and it was a bunch of other girls, but it was uncensored, so it was a bunch of naked women. Like every episode was them taking like a bunch of nude, obviously it's Playboy, like pictures, and just running around the house naked and blah blah. And I was just watching it like, oh my god, they're all naked. But whatever. That I loved Girls Next Door. It's so good.
But that wasn't your number 8?
I'm putting all those together. The like reality shows. Which,
VH1.
yeah, which I feel like Girls Next Door isn't really like those, but I'm gonna put them. They're tied for me.
Yeah, I never watched like any of that stuff, except recently we did. I'll spoilers, we watched Rock of Love season 1 recently.
We're gonna watch season 2.
You need to watch season 2. Sam, my favorite.
Sam, we miss Sam.
Very fond memories watching Girls Next Door. I was a prepubescent 12-year-old boy.
You saw it?
Yeah, we've talked about this before.
Really? I kind of didn't remember that for some reason, but
Was this just a show of them just living their lives?
Yeah, it was a reality
yeah,
show.
it was like Hugh Hefner had 3 main girlfriends, and it was like 3 girls that they were all completely different, and they would do like pictorials and make their own photo shoots that they wanted to do. It was like kind of just following their lives, being Playboy bunnies and living in the house with Hef and stuff, but like everyone would expect that they're like a bunch of dumb blondes, but they're not. They're like wicked smart and wicked funny and like creative and like had all these like crazy things happening. Like in the house they had like a zoo out back and like multiple houses, and it was just good. It was good.
All right, my number 7. More of a recent show, Stranger Things.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, I guess I wasn't thinking of modern stuff.
Oh.
Ugh.
You should. It's one of your favorite shows.
I do love
It's on
Stranger
your
Things.
list. Good show. Season 1, absolutely phenomenal. Completely unforgettable. Like, the whole mystery with, what's his name? Will Byers. Like, the whole mystery surrounding him was so fucking good. Like, the entire show was just like, where is he? Why is he? How is he? And
Right.
But season 2, very forgettable. I'm surprised this was on my honorable mentions, but I just love the first season so much. The whole 11 episodes, season 2 is trash.
Unbelievable trash.
The worst episode of anything I've ever seen.
It's a slap in the face to season 1. No offense to anyone that likes it. Actually, full offense, because that whole side thing going on where there was like, ugh, that was so bad.
It was weird. I don't understand why they went that direction, but first season was a lot of very Spielberg-y mystery, like almost horror sometimes. The second season was they tried to do like this weird like superhero kind of deal.
Yeah.
Don't really know why they did that, but
Barb, where are you?
I like season 2.
Bring back Barb.
I liked it. I just literally don't remember almost anything about it except for Steve and Dustin being friends. And
Oh yeah. I like that he was like oh yeah, because everyone's calling him Dad and stuff. Like,
yeah, Daddy Steve.
Yeah.
But that makes sense. I mean, because it's like with everything, like the first season is like it's new and different, and the second one they have to like continue the story. So
Yeah. I wonder what season 3. If season 3 is really good, I wouldn't question it being on my top 10. But season 3 is also decent and not amazing like the first one. Then if we ever do this again at some point in our lives, I'd take it off my top 10 to be honest. But,
Yeah.
All right, Chris, number 7.
number 7. I guess I'd have to go with Billy and Mandy. I literally watched like every episode of that show like 1,000 times. It was so good to me. I love Mandy. She's the best. Fred Fredberger, iconic character. I don't know. I just like all this edgy shit because why not?
Yeah, so I was gonna say I liked that show because it was very like it was like kind of risky for Cartoon Network to put out because it was very gross and like
that's like everything they do.
It was kind of like
No.
Ren and Stimpy, like how
Yeah.
Ren and Stimpy was gross.
like there'd be like corpses of people and like
True.
body parts dismembered and shit, but no Cartoon Network show that I can recall ever really did stuff like that. It was a lot of gross out humor, like boogers and shit. I liked it. It was very weird, but
I don't know. It's definitely up there. I'd like watch it again, like if I like could, which I probably can somewhere.
YouTube 24/7 streams.
24/7 streams what it's all about. Yeah, it was really just creepy. Well, not really creepy, but like I don't know, just edgy.
Yeah,
Edgy, which is all about. It went on for like ever.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't remember it like ever. It didn't like feel like it ever got bad. It like stayed pretty consistent.
I've like sometimes would watch it if it was like came on after a show I was watching or whatever, but I never really liked it. But it's just because I thought that kid was annoying.
Billy?
Yeah, Billy was annoying.
I mean, he was.
He definitely was, and like they were trying to be, but it was too much for me that I just was like,
Yeah.
it was too annoying. But
I understand.
and like the girl was all like,
I love Mandy for that. That was like, yes.
The things that you love the most about them is what I hate the most about them.
Yeah, basically.
But yeah.
What's your number 7?
Number 7 is probably I guess I'm gonna group these. It's 2 that I'm gonna group together because it's almost the same thing. Good Eats and How It's Made.
I don't know either of those.
So Good Eats is. Do you know that show, right?
You showed me it.
Yeah. So basically, it's like this one guy's name is Alton Brown. It was on the Food Network channel. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and it would be like they have he'd have one topic. So like, I feel like you'd like it. It's good. They'd have one topic. So say they're gonna talk about broccoli. So he would go on about all this like scientific stuff about broccoli and like where it comes from and how it like where it originated and what like just a bunch of facts about it. And he was funny. And you'd have like little like either animated things or you'd have like little puppets or something like it was just like a bunch of different random things that made broccoli interesting and like stuff like that. So he'd show you to like bring you to a place where they would make like frozen bags of steamed broccoli, like things like whatever. It would basically be like a bunch of information on a topic, a food topic.
Oh, that's cool.
And it was just he was super entertaining and funny, and it was just good. Which like I watched it when I was really young, but I would watch it now because it's just a bunch of facts and stuff.
Just learn.
Yeah, it's just entertaining facts. Which the other one that I grouped with it was How It's Made, and that's just almost the same thing. Kind of, it would be like Skittles. They would show you start to finish.
I think I've watched that.
Very dry.
It is very dry. I used to fall asleep to it all the time.
Yeah.
Like I would just put it on and do like I recently watched a bunch of them on YouTube where I would just hit autoplay and they would just play through a bunch, which they would do like show you how to make a switch or show you how to make a plastic cup or whatever. Like it would be like anything, but they would also do food and like they do car parts, like it's just a kind of anything. It would just go through whatever. But I watched those a lot when I was younger, but I would still watch it now.
I'd watch that. I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Good Eats is so good. It's so good.
It's so good eats.
Yes. So good.
All right, I'm going to move on. Number 6.
Number 6.
My 6, again, no particular order, up till 2. Ed and Eddie. We talked about this episode 1, so I won't go too crazy about it. So y'all should check out episode 1 if you want my full thoughts about Ed and Eddie. But good ass show, still hilarious. I don't think it's poorly aged at all. Like it's still there's no like time based jokes or humor. So a lot of it's slapstick, which will be funny until the year 5 million. People getting smacked around and stuff. It's so cheap.
Humans love that shit.
True.
Yeah, it's such a cheap humor. But Ed and Eddie's so good. The art style is still before and after.
Squiggle vision.
You've never seen anything like it.
Except for Dr. Katz.
Never even heard of that.
It's the only other like Squiggle Vision show. Besides that and Home Movies which was a Cartoon Network show.
Movies was a really bad show.
Those are the 3 Squiggle Vision shows that I'm aware of that exist.
But yeah, it was so good to me because it was just kids hanging out, no parental supervision, doing whatever the hell they wanted to do, but nothing like illegal, obviously. But they're just having fun, and that's me and my friends, or really just Josh, would kind of do our own thing. We'd ride our bikes around town and not really have any rules really, and it just kind of reminded me of that, and it was fun. It was funny, and yeah. All right, Chris, what's your number 6?
So number 6. But before that,
Oh.
let's bring back Ed and Eddie for the modern age. They're vloggers now.
What?
They're vloggers now. Let's remake it.
Oh.
Yeah, pulling pranks.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Douche tubers.
Douche tubers.
What's
Alright.
Ed and Eddie's? Why didn't you laugh harder at that?
Because I didn't really know what you said.
Oh.
I think I gotta keep going.
No, what's Ed and Eddie's?
Oh, it took me a
Ed
minute.
and Eddie's.
All
Hey,
right.
Chris.
So I also had Ed and Eddie. So I'll move on to something
Well,
else.
tell everyone why you put it on there.
Like the same reasons. I just liked the show. I literally watched it like all the time. I don't know. It was a good show. I don't know what else to say.
Do you have a specific memory? Like favorite episode or whatever?
I don't think so. I just watched it. I just remember watching it all the time, and I was fascinated when they like did that like weird school seasons when they like transitioned it.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
Like,
That's
huh.
right. That was so much longer after when I watched it. Didn't really like watch any of those.
It's like I don't know why it's like in my memory. It's because it's different. Like they like just changed it. It was weird, but it was like still good.
I watched a video, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but I think they did that because they were gonna end the show.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was like
Yeah.
they like did the thing where it's like okay, show's ending, and then they released those episodes. And as a kid, I was like confused, like
Yeah, because
What?
everyone loved the show, and I'm sure Cartoon Network also had one of those weird rules where they can't have a show on for too long.
yeah, for some reason,
Like I don't know.
because it's
who-
like aging out the audience or something. So they have to
Yeah.
like bring in like kids when they're younger. I assume
yeah.
that's what all I can like imagine the reason is. Yeah. So let's see. I'll throw another one on here. It was super short-lived, kind of, but Invader Zim,
Oh yeah.
another edgy show.
Yeah.
Edgy Chris.
Hated it.
You hated that too?
Yeah.
I thought it was okay.
I love that show.
It-
It was another like gross like so you hated that for the same reason I loved it. It was just like weird, gross, like what the fuck am I watching kind of like humor. But it was even more disgusting. It's a disgusting show. Like when you watch it, it's like
Is it?
yes, it's
But
all
that
the
was just weird and creepy.
it's weird, creepy, but also the kids just like are gross. It's like
Ugh.
just the ideas.
Ew, I'm like picturing it.
You're
because
remembering
it's,
it?
Yeah, it's like triggering me because I literally hated that show. Like I would hear the dun 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 beginning of this
Yes.
theme song and I'd be like, nope, switching it. Like nope. Like Gurr was cute, but he was just also really creepy. Like
yeah.
his voice with that like weird echoey like it's just weird. But
The parents were all creepy too.
Yeah.
Like the robots
Yeah.
and like they're all just like
Ugh.
nasty. Like yeah.
ugh. Which the funny thing is, I hated it a ton. Like I would talk massive shit about it, but somewhat recently I watched a video of the creator like talking about stuff, and it made me like change my mind.
He's
because,
cool.
Yeah, because he has a lot of like, I guess issues. Like he has a lot of like inner issues that he like put into the show to like help himself. So I think that that's really cool. Like he was able to put out something that he was passionate about that was weird and creepy, which other people could relate to and liked
Yeah.
without being like forced to do something that he didn't want to do.
That's also why they only did like 3 seasons because like he like didn't want to do like more than necessary. He was like, no, I'm like ending this. Like yeah. But yeah, I loved it. It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's very disgusting.
Love it. So good.
Ugh, so creepy. Ugh.
Super creepy. Let's watch it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be open to trying it, but
All right, Emma.
I guess.
Whoa.
I guess I'm gonna say. I'm just gonna put this one now because I've just kind of newly started watching it. I put Gumball. Sean got me into it. He like put it on for some reason one day, or maybe I don't even remember, but
Yeah, we're just kind of like looking for stuff to watch.
something new to watch.
Amazing World of Gumball.
Yeah.
Just to clarify.
Yeah, sorry. I always just say Gumball, but yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing World of Gumball. It's so good. It like if you gave me a little bit more time, it would go higher on my list.
Right. Yeah.
It's
so new.
yeah, yeah. But like, I haven't really watched a show that I've died laughing at. Like there was this one episode that I made Chris watch. I made my sister watch. I made Sean rewatch it like 3 times. Like if we put it on right now, I would wheeze and fall to the floor. Like it is so good. It's so good. It's like
Do you remember the episode?
the like hot dog one. I don't remember what it's called.
I don't know what it's called either. But I'm
it's
sure most people who watch it, if you say the hot dog guy episode, they'll
Yeah.
know what it is.
It's basically like I can't remember it exactly, but the Gumball like awkwardly talks to some guy in the hallway of his school, and like they called each other like friend or buddy or something, or like they awkwardly hugged, and then they kept seeing each other and felt like it would have been rude to not hug, and it just kept getting weirder and weirder, like so funny and random, and I was fucking wheezing, like I cried. I made Chris come out and watch it, and he sat there like barely cracked a smile, and I'm like shitting myself on the ground, like, but it's just so good. It's like it really is really funny, and it has really amazing art. They do a bunch of different types of, like, sometimes they do like real life stuff, and then like computer animated, and then drawing, and then painted, and it's like just a bunch of different types of animation all in one. It just is so cool and unique.
Gumball is on my honorable mentions. So I'm just gonna say it now that my favorite thing about the show is the art.
Yeah.
Because it's so some people don't like it, but I don't know how. But it's like the cartoon animated people are like in real life looking settings, and it's so pretty. Like every scene, just like it's just so like HD, and the lighting is so good. It's like this is pretty looking, and every character is a different art style almost. Like some people are 3D animated, some people are like paper drawn, some people are like clay or whatever. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's
hilarious.
So funny. And like the two brothers, Darwin and Gumball, they both scream high pitch, and I die laughing every single time they do it, because it's like they're like just kind of hitting puberty or whatever. So it's like when they do that scream, it's like a high pitch, but also like cracks, and like it's so funny. It's so good. I need to keep watching it, and it'll definitely go up higher on my list. But yeah.
All right, we do my number 5.
Number 5.
We're getting some real heavy hitters.
Same,
some real heavy hitters. I did say there's no order, but I think there kind of is one unintentionally here. So, number 5, SpongeBob SquarePants.
How did I forget?
You didn't even write SpongeBob on your list?
No, I didn't even put it in my
I didn't even
honorable
write it
mentions.
either. I didn't really like think about it.
You guys are nuts.
It's because it existed for all of time, so it's just like, I don't know, always there, always watching us.
Dude, SpongeBob, greatest kids cartoon now and for the rest of time.
Yep.
Like, there's no way. So a lot of people hate the later seasons, good reason, but I think there's definitely some redeemable moments that I've seen, at least, like Squidward's toenail, Chum is Fum, and a few other ones I can't think of the top of my head. But seasons 1 through 4, the most quotable things ever in history. Like, millennials will never quote.
Oh,
sorry.
Millennials will never quote anything more than SpongeBob. Like, we can go on for an hour doing SpongeBob quotes. Like, we literally could make a whole episode about it. SpongeBob in general, even SpongeBob quotes. Yeah, SpongeBob, huge part childhood, huge part of my teenagehood. We watch it every now and then, still, and it's still funny, still holds up. The jokes are like so clever, and like sometimes they're slightly inappropriate, and like innuendos you would never understand as a kid, and yeah.
It just always existed, so like I didn't even like think about it. Like everyone knows SpongeBob.
It was essentially the kids' version of like Family Guy.
I feel like parent knows like SpongeBob.
The thing that I think about SpongeBob is I don't like season 4. From season 1, 2, and 3, those 3 seasons redeem all of the new seasons since then that I think are terrible.
Well, I feel like season 4 will have. If you look at the episode listing, there'll be a lot more episodes on there. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know like the seasons. Like if you show me an episode, I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, it's from this season of like whatever.
I probably could tell that at least for the first like couple seasons, I could tell which one is which. But yeah, maybe I guess a few in season 4 are okay to me, but everything past that I hate, and I feel bad, but I hate it. But literally the first couple seasons like make up for all the other trash. It's like it's such a good show. That is like ultimate. I didn't even add it on my list because it's just like, yeah, no shit. It's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Chris.
All right, what number are we on?
5.
Okay, you've like taken like 1,000 of mine that we like talked about. So I'll like throw some like new ones in. Number 5. I guess a good one is, and I like it mainly because I literally watched the entire show because of your recommendation was the Goldbergs. I watched
on my honorable mention.
like that entire show when you're like you should watch the show. And I watched one episode and I watched the entire all seasons whatever in a few days. I don't know. It's just good. I usually don't watch all modern sitcoms because I don't think they're crazy and just because there's so much and I can't get it out. But that was one that I was I don't know. It's just simple and fun.
Yeah, Goldberg's pretty good. I like that show a lot. I haven't watched it forever though.
I think there's new episodes, but they didn't do any for the longest time, so I don't know. I guess that's it.
I've never watched that show, but
It's pretty good. You would definitely like it.
really,
Yeah.
Talk about the 80s. Coming of age. Also, I love coming of age stories. That's what I live off of.
yeah.
I'm always coming of age. 25, still working on it.
All right, number 5.
Number 5, I'm gonna say regular show. You have regular show on your list?
That's my top 3.
Yeah.
Is regular show for
Same.
sure.
The only reason why I have regular show so low on my list is because I have a few that are all-time top ones that just I haven't seen in a zillion years, but it just won't move from top 3.
Yeah,
But
of
regular
course.
show, there is nothing like regular show. Nothing like regular show. It's inappropriate enough so older people can watch it and good I guess I don't know how to say this without sounding offensive, but childish is the best word I can think of. Enough for younger people.
Yeah.
But it's so good for so many different ages, and it's always a simple thing as returning a movie to a store and they get attacked by demons and a haunted taxi car and just all this one simple thing turns into this major crazy thing that's end of the world magic and death and this that just in the end will go back to just normal.
Yeah,
it's
right.
it's so good. All the characters are so unique and so funny and weirdly relatable, but also so not relatable at all because they're like Muscle Man. It's
Yeah.
what?
It's relatable. It's also one of those few shows that's
Starla?
oh my god,
Yeah.
Starla.
Starla.
For sure. I fucking love that show.
Yeah.
They do good story arcs.
We should just, since it's on all of our lists, we should just talk about it for a good bit because
Yeah.
that's almost my next one.
Yeah.
So yeah, regular show. Comedy fucking gold.
Yeah.
I definitely fell off halfway through the show because the humor kind of got old to me. It was oh, I wonder what mundane thing's gonna go crazy this episode, and I was just kind of over it because I just pretty much felt like I've seen it all. But
I will say, when I tried binge watching it from the beginning, it's hard because every episode is essentially the same.
Yeah,
It's fun,
exactly.
but it's like early seasons. It's you get into this scenario and then the same thing over and over again. So that's
Yeah.
yeah.
the show went on for a long ass time. It was the second longest Cartoon Network show next to Adventure Time. So it was a beast of a show, and it was the first teenager cartoon.
Yeah.
There's
Definitely.
not a lot like that.
Yeah. No.
It was we're watching it high school, and we're
Mhm.
the humor was exactly our humor. It was edgy, kind of, and inappropriate, and they were young adults. So
I think they were 20,
Yeah,
3 or 4 or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
They were literally our age now.
Yeah.
they graduated college.
Yeah.
And people had huge boobs and stuff, and it was just it was definitely a teenager show.
Yeah, definitely. It was just
And-
some of the crazier stories to me felt like kids could watch it too. If your parents were fine with them, because they say you suck and stuff, which some parents are no, you can't watch that, kid, because has
Yeah.
swears kind of and whatever, inappropriate stuff. But I feel almost all ages could watch it.
yeah, definitely.
Older children could watch it, but it's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
We're all so into it in high school. Everyone, all our friends were just regular show, like me and Chris.
Sean and I had matching T-shirts.
Yeah.
And we made, when we used to go to high school volleyball games, we literally made a poster that had Rick. Wait, what? I was gonna say Rick and Morty for some reason. What the fuck? That had Mordecai and Rigby. Well, it's because it's like the same numbers.
What? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Suspicious. But yeah, we literally had like matching like shirts that we did for like Twin
Yeah.
Day and stuff.
Yeah, we got a hot topic.
Yes.
I'm gonna mention. You said. You mentioned something about Adventure Time, and the reason why I got into regular show is because I was watching Adventure Time, which Adventure Time didn't even go onto my list just because I feel like it was so good and nothing was like it when that came out, but it just, like, I fell off and just didn't really care about it anymore. But, like, if it was on, I would watch it and love it, but I just, like his hand got chopped off and...
There's a lot, and I, like, want to go through, but it's... you need to like watch. You cannot watch like a later episode and be like, you'll just be like, what happened? There's so much with character arcs and
yeah. Like I need to go from the beginning and watch it.
It's on Hulu, entire show.
Yeah, I mean I would. It's just I just fell off because it was just like a lot, and I had other things that I was watching over it. But that's how I got into watching regular show, and that regular show replaced watching Adventure Time. That's probably what it was.
I was gonna say, you saying that might also be the reason for like those like shorter like shows where it's like people are falling off because it's 8 seasons. Like, yeah.
We could talk about this for a long time, but Adventure Time and regular show, those are like the first shows that like started this whole like Cartoon Network like revolution kind of thing.
Yeah.
Steven Universe came from it, which is another like huge like cult hit thing, and it just cartoons kind of just grew up, and they realized that the jokes could be way more complex and stuff than
they could talk about issues.
Yeah,
like and not like I don't know, just have to be like kind of like Ed and Eddie. Like you don't just have to be like hitting people around, you know.
Yeah, and like Gumball came from that era too.
Yeah,
and all these shows like lasted a long ass time.
Yeah,
and Gumball's still on, and Adventure Time like just ended. Regular show ended a couple of years ago. Like all those shows that came out of that like era, they lasted way longer than Cartoon Network shows were like
supposed to.
Yeah, so they're good ass shows, and I was gonna say we could make a whole episode talking about, in my opinion, why newer cartoons are way better than they used to be.
I think it depends, but we could definitely have a whole conversation about this.
Right.
All right, so my number 4, I'm gonna say. I'm struggling trying to figure out which one I want to do.
They can be tied.
I guess I'm gonna say Bee and Puppy Cat for this one. Bee and Puppy Cat also is like Steven Universe and like those shows.
You should definitely explain the show because I feel like not a lot of people even know what that is.
Also, I want to know
YouTube.
How many seasons. Because I only watched the first couple episodes, but years ago when there was like nothing more, and I'd never heard anything about it again.
They just started releasing new episodes.
Okay.
So I don't really know because I might have skipped maybe 1 or 2, but I know that they did at least like 3 new ones, I think. It's basically like picture Steven Universe, like they kind of look like that. I think actually the woman that came like her Bee and Puppy Cat worked on Adventure Time.
Yeah, it's the same studio and same like people that kind of did it. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So it's like it's very much like those shows, but it's so weird and like random. Like I can't even really explain it. It's kind of like the.
Isn't the cat an alien or something?
Maybe kind of, yeah, like an alien prince, but they don't really talk about it too much. It's like her friend, and they like, she can't really keep a job, so Puppy Cat helps her get like temp jobs or something. So every episode is them kind of getting like a different temp job, and it's a bunch of different weird jobs that they have to do, and like they almost get killed or like, and it's just the way they say things is weird. It's kind of like Adventure Time where they would say random things and have random characters and random weirdness, but it's just so good and aesthetically pleasing. Like they all are such amazingly drawn and beautiful characters and great story and really weird personalities, which is really cool because they're different than like typical people, which that's why I like it. But yeah, it's on YouTube. You can search it, Bee and Puppy Cat. I don't really know if the puppy cat is a puppy or a cat. I think it's a cat.
They like never like describe it, right? It's kind of just like it looks like both.
Yeah.
Somehow
It's like-
just realized that puppy cat.
Yeah.
Like
That like, the first episode is like them being like, oh, are you like, oh, you're like a puppy or a cat or something.
It's like, well,
I never actually watched it, so.
Bee is like, well, he looks like a cat, but smelling. And he smells like dog. But-
That's funny.
Yeah, I feel like you like it, Sean.
Yeah.
You should watch it. It's good. All right, number 3.
All right, my number 3. Right, we're getting into heavy hitters like real hard here. Number 3, Family Guy.
I was gonna put that on my list too, but I was just gonna save it for my honorable mentions.
I kind of feel like a dumbass. Okay, so if I were to actually put these in order, I'd probably put Family Guy like near the bottom.
Mhm.
But Family Guy, watched it my entire life. It feels like
Same.
Like, staying late at night, Adult Swim, dude. Like literally, early middle school, late elementary school. I was watching that show. Like it feels like that show's been around. Like, and I've been watching it for like my entire life. It basically has.
Yeah.
Like, it came out in 1999,
Mhm.
so we're 5 years old when it came out.
It's like SpongeBob in a way. It's kind of just like always like been there.
Yeah.
Like, always existed.
And it's funny as hell. It has like this reputation that like it's like only idiots watch it, and like, but it's the humor is like a lot smarter than people give it credit for. Like a lot of political humor and jokes and stuff. Like there's also like people getting hit by shit and be like, oh, that's funny. But I don't know. I think it's really funny. There's not as many like laughing incredibly hard moments as almost every other show on my list that's funny, but there's a lot of jokes that I just like are like, haha, I get that joke. So that's why I'd rank it a little lower, but it is hilarious. And yeah, what are you gonna say?
I was just gonna say that it has like a bunch of different mixtures of types of comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Like it could be slapstick, or it could be like super intelligent political stuff. It's like, or like it's just all. It can be so many different things, and that's why I like it. Like I feel like they keep up with new things, so it's like, I don't know. It's kind of like always what's going on right then and there. So it's just been changing, like, but it's all like, I don't know. It's just a big bunch of different types of comedy, I feel like.
Yeah, it definitely is. And I mean, there's just a bunch of compliments I can give the show. Like the music in the show is like good as hell for some reason. Like especially like the action scenes. Like they have like these songs that they write for the show, for those scenes specifically, that you'd hear in like a James Bond movie or like Mission Impossible or something. Like super complex orchestrated songs. And I'm like, why?
It's because
They put so much effort
it's
into.
because-
It's fucking good as hell.
Yeah.
It's because, what's his name?
Seth
Seth
MacFarlane.
MacFarlane is like,
Yeah, he loves all that stuff.
he loves all that stuff. Like he loves, what's it called? Like Broadway stuff, and he loves like all stuff like that. So it's like, not only is it really funny, but it's also like, I don't know, if they're like talented.
Yeah.
And it's like he can really sing, and
He has tons of voices on the show. Like he's a good guy. I like him.
yeah, me too.
This is also like one of those comfort shows you put on when you don't really know what else to watch, and you just kind of feel like chilling and
Yeah.
kind of just lying on the couch or like fall asleep to it. Or it's my sister used to have these DVDs, and we went up without cable like 9 million times throughout our lives, so we would always just like throw one of the DVDs in, and we'd like overwatch them to hell to the point where we'd know like every line. So it's just like it's got some good chill memories with it, and it's just a good show.
I had a bunch of those DVDs too.
Same, me too. I would hear that menu replaying in my sister's room like every morning because she would fall asleep to it. So I'd hear the same like, "Whoa, ass ahoy," and like over and over.
I had the same one.
Yeah, like
Fucking
over and
God.
over and over again.
I had the same. Oh my fucking god, that's hilarious.
It would just repeat and repeat. It'd be like 5 different like sayings, and then all of a sudden you'd hear like,
That's the whole.
like, start again.
DVD menus are the worst.
Yeah,
I'll say that right
really
now.
bad, really bad.
Always been bad.
Yeah. All right, what's your number 3?
Okay, so since I've like we talked about a bunch that are already on mine, I'll move something into 3 that Sean made me think about, which was South Park.
Oh,
South Park is one of those ones, and preferably for me, later seasons. A lot of the earlier stuff in the show was like gross out, like Kenny died, oh
Yeah.
wow, kind of shit, and like this person like farted and stuff. Like the later ones, the past like 6 seasons or so, they started doing more like what's happening now stuff, and got like really smart with it, and it's like for me at least made it enjoyable because I just didn't care about like people being shot and like shit on and like stuff. It was like fine, but it's like
True.
when you like go back and watch it, it's like this isn't like it's like funny, but it's not like I don't know. It's like it was funny when I was like 10.
That's why I always
Agree.
hated that show, because there was always stuff like that. I'm like,
The more recent seasons, like
yeah, I
like
agree.
9 or something. Actually, I have to know where they are now, but are like way better. It's like way better. Like they kept up like the same way with like kind of stuff like Family Guy does, but it's like it's better, and they just do a smart job with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my mom loves South Park. Like, and I agree with like the earlier seasons. Like,
Some people love it.
Yeah, and even the animation, like I can't even watch anymore because it's so bad. But like the newer ones, I feel like they're wicked clever and funny, and it's the same type of thing with Family Guy, like you said. They have a bunch of different types of comedy in it, and it's just I don't know. I think that I completely forgot about that show. Like if it was on, I would want to watch it, or if someone else wanted to watch it, I'd be like, yeah, let's watch it. But it's just I don't know. I didn't even think about it. I haven't watched it in a few years. But
Yeah, I was like keeping up with it, but then like kind of stopped. It's like a good show.
yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, I think you would like the later seasons for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And because you remember stuff too from like, oh yeah, that was like that year that happened.
Mm-hmm. Like I remember they made fun of like Britney Spears and stuff. That like I feel like that's when it started getting like better.
Yeah.
That it was like that they started like bringing in like they made fun of Snooki back in like
Oh my god.
when that came
yes.
out. But yeah.
What were you saying?
nothing.
Don't you lie to me.
I have to pee so bad. I've
Okay.
been like literally clenching. Like I'm about to like piss my pants right now.
Yeah, you
Did you guys talk about anything good? Or are we gonna cut it out?
Oh well, we were. Oh,
We
right.
continuing?
We were just
No.
talking like about ourselves.
All right. So my number 3 is Boy Meets World.
Deciding factor now. Sean, what are you gonna say?
Go ahead, Sean.
No, I'm not talking now about that.
All right. Well, we'll save the.
It's number 3. It's gonna end up coming at the end.
Yeah, it's coming. It's gonna come at the end. But I'm gonna say it's my number 3. I'm not gonna elaborate too much because we're gonna talk about it in a little bit. But Boy Meets World is definitely on the top. I have 2 other ones that are real long ones that, like, I've loved for a long time, and I just can't let that one go above it. But it was really hard to not let it be number 1. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's all you're gonna say?
We're gonna
So
talk
we're
about
just gonna save it. So.
Yep.
All right. Okay, so what are we doing right now?
2.
2.
Me.
Yep.
Yeah.
You on 2.
All right. Number 2. So this is where we're getting.
Getting spicy.
This is it.
All right.
2 shows that mean the fucking world to me. One of them, what?
I don't know. Go ahead.
One of them, Daredevil. The best fucking superhero show ever made in history, like hands down. I've seen like several lists that also say the same thing, so I looked it up to see if I'm not like super biased. But season 1, real fucking good. It definitely reminded me a lot of like The Dark Knight, and those are street level like crime and corruption and political and stuff. I was like, yeah, it's good. Kingpin was a good villain. And then season 2 was pretty good with the Punisher. Although I literally don't really remember much from season 2, to be completely honest. But season 3, I finished it like a week ago, and the second that show ended, I knew that it was like the best show, like almost the best show I've ever seen. Season 3 of Daredevil is the best season of any show I've ever seen in my entire life. Every second of season 3 matters. It kind of reminds me of Infinity War, where every scene you just feel like some shit's gonna go down and everyone can die. It kind of reminds me of that, because Kingpin is a pure fucking piece of shit, and he has control over literally everything. But Daredevil powers through it all, and I've never been more inspired in my life after watching the ending of that show, because he beats the shit of everyone, and nothing stops him, and he just does everything he can, and you feel like there's absolutely no way that anyone could do anything, but they do, and it's just the way they do it is just, dude, I was so fucking lit for the rest of my life.
Did you
after
cry?
I watched that. I was like so overwhelmed with emotion, I feel like I was just numb. Dude.
That's how I was with Infinity War, and with Infinity War, and I've not been into like superhero movies until like somewhat kind of recently, the past 2 years, year and a half, I would say.
But it's like, so many people die for no reason in season 3, and it just pisses you the fuck off. So when you feel it, Daredevil is also pissed the fuck off. He wants to do some things he swore he would never do, and it's just like, don't do it, but if you did it, I kind of get it, but don't do it. Like, you don't want him to, but you do it at the same time. So like, if you're within, you're also having this struggle
Inner
of
turmoil.
what's right and what's wrong. Exactly. So it's like, dude, I want to watch like the whole thing again, like 3 more times.
You're making me want to watch it.
Yeah, like I've never heard you being this like inspired or like passionate about something, so I like want to watch.
I had
this
dreams. The night before I finished it of Daredevil. It was basically the same thing, but like at a school where there's so much corrupted robots and stuff, and like the principal was Kingpin pretty much, and like all the good guys, like me and the teachers like if they did anything to try and stop him, they'd kill him. So like we're trying to like conspire and like work underground to like put an end to the Kingpin, which is pretty much what season 3 was, dude. Oh, I could go on for literally hours about season 3.
I want to watch this now.
Me too.
Every second of that season, you're just like, something is going to happen, but it may or may not. And why it doesn't happen or why it does is just like, oh my god.
Well, then I feel like maybe we should watch it then, because we both want to watch it and you want to watch it again. We should probably that will be our next thing that we're going to watch. Instead of Rock of Love 2, we're going to watch Daredevil.
As far as I can remember, season 3 doesn't really have much to do with season 2. They give you a recap. It really has to do with the ending of The Defenders, which not even a lot of people watched, so you guys would have like no issues getting into it. But I went on too long. We're running real long here.
It's all good.
Not sure if anyone would really care if we are, but we're trying to set a set time here. But Chris, my heart was just go fucking go and talk about that.
That's okay.
Damn.
I've never
like chill.
heard you be this passionate,
Same.
so I'm enjoying it.
Wait until I talk about Boomy's World.
Well, there's Sean
This is
saying
Sean's
number one.
That's gonna be another.
we already said that.
True.
It's gonna be an hour.
Yeah. It's gonna be a whole fucking episode.
Which isn't on my list, but we'll talk about that when we get into it.
Yeah.
So my number 2, we already talked about it, but is Adventure Time.
Yeah.
I fucking love that show.
Yeah.
I will say another one of those shows that's hard to binge in the beginning because it's kind of like not much happening until like later seasons, but it gets ridiculous with like character development and story arcs. A lot of people got mad about a lot of things on that show, like moms being mad about like shit, so it's a good show.
Ooh.
Like Princess Bubblegum and like Marceline and like shit like that. So,
yeah.
But it's just good. It's just good. Like it's fun. They like talk about shit like fucking mental issues and like emotions and like all that type of stuff, and like aren't afraid to do whatever. But I honestly still need to finish the show. But it's just like so long and there's so much. I didn't have cable forever, so I need to go back and watch it.
Hulu.
I know it's on Hulu. I started to. It's just one of those things where it's like early on, it's so hard because there's so many episodes and it's just the same.
I was gonna say, because like in the beginning there was not really any character, like
No.
not development, because there kind of was, but like there was no story to the characters.
Yeah,
really.
it's like everyday like new adventure.
Yeah.
Right.
But then they got into like deep like shit, like
Just,
like relationships and like stuff like that, and it's like
it's just like one of those shows, like one other show I have to talk about that grows with its audience. So the people that started watching when it first came out were completely different people than when it came out of season 7. Or
yeah,
like
you're a
way
whole new
later
person.
on. Like you were grown up, and so was the show, and that's just one of the reasons why that show is so good.
Yeah.
And also just like the story of the world is weird. Like you don't understand any of it until like later on. Like there's like it's like the aftermath of like a war. I think I don't know the entire thing, so yell at me in the comments. But yeah, until I finish it.
Yeah. All right. So my number 2 is Scrubs.
Scrubs. I forgot about Scrubs.
Scrubs.
I'm no Superman.
I'm no Superman. That show. My dad got me into that show.
Yes.
I watched it first season all the way to the last season, and I know it was kind of like a little bit of a spin-off show, but I didn't get into it because I thought it was not good because it wasn't any of the same characters. Like,
Yeah.
whatever, so I never watched that, but Scrubs, that my dad got me into it. We'd watch it together. I would sob. Oh my god, I would like die laughing. Oh, it's so unique. It was like all these like nurses and doctors in a hospital, and just like their lives within the hospital and their personal lives and the different relationships between people. It was so good. There was a lot of seasons, but it's just like I would watch it all over again. That's one I haven't watched in so long, like so long. Maybe 2010 was the last time I watched it, but or whenever the last season came out was the last time I watched it. So I don't know when that was, but it was a long time ago.
I think because I think there were 8 seasons.
Something like that.
The eighth one was like later, and then the 9th one was like on ABC or some weird thing like that, but like a spin-off.
Yeah.
Yeah, the college days thing. They like teach people.
Yeah. For those who don't know,
nursing students.
it's essentially the comedy version of like all those like dramas,
ER,
like ER, like
Grey's
daytime shows.
Anatomy,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. It's like the comedy version of that, and you will cry every single time, like near the end, because like it's sad, and then you'll like laugh.
All the nurses get like attached to patients, and like they may have cancer, and like they think they're going into surgery to get like this or whatever, and then they die, and it's like you're heartbroken, and it's like you just get attached to characters, and there's all these different stories that are so like super touching, but also wicked funny at the same time. It's like it's a wicked good show, and it's super unique, even though like Chris said, it's kind of making fun of a bunch of other types of shows like that, but it's like the comedy mixed with like the emotions, like the whatever is just so good. That will always be on my top 3.
I like completely forgot, but I could easily go back and watch like all of that.
Yep.
It's one of those shows where like every like episode you're like there's like the like talking and like the like background, and like you're like learning like a lesson and like feeling like bad, but then it's like oh, it's all good at the end.
Yeah.
And there's giant sandcastles and there's ukuleles and there's sad lawyers.
Yeah. Oh my god. He you know, he's really that lawyer is really in that like singing group,
the like
whatever.
yeah.
Whatever it's called.
What are they called?
Acapella, like
yeah, like the 4 people.
Oh, the quartet, the barbershop quartet.
Yeah, they're
whatever.
in one of those.
Yeah, which they're super talented, like so talented.
Yeah, I always forgot about. I completely forgot about the lawyer guy.
It's literally you, Chris.
It's me.
Like, oh well, I guess I'm gonna go hang myself or something. It's like
Everyone's
what?
okay, yep, why?
It's definitely like worth watching. I
Yeah.
assume it holds up. I don't feel like it was timely at all, so I think you could like easily watch it.
I think it holds up.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I haven't watched it recently.
Same. Like I feel like there's probably some things that's like but I feel like not as much as like The Office or something.
Which I assume it. I don't know if it started on Comedy Central or not. I always saw it on
Yeah.
there, but it is a weirdly like emotional show for like a comedy like show.
Yeah.
True. Who knows the origins? Shows always go around different networks for whatever reason, so you never really know. Like a lot of times you don't know when a show actually started, or where it started.
But I love that show too.
Yeah, me too.
So good.
I only watched season 1 and 2 through 3 because my brother had DVDs.
Yeah.
And again, that was like when we didn't have cable, so season 1 through 3 is fucking good. What I've seen,
It's
Yeah.
good.
It's
I
hilarious.
think maybe the last season was on ABC. Maybe they did like 8, and then
Yeah.
9 was on like another channel. But the first like original ones are
something
like
weird.
good.
Yeah.
Well, because I think we thought that it was gonna end, but then they just moved it to another channel and then did like
yeah.
another season or
But it was
two.
only one season. I
Yeah,
think. I
okay.
think because it was like, that was the one with Elliot in her like hospital, like when she did her own thing.
Yep. Okay. Oh, I have to rewatch that show.
It's so good.
It's so good.
Eagle.
Eagle. I love that. That's where the Fortnite default dance came from.
Oh yeah.
Turk. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
I know, pretty random.
Yeah.
Because the Carlton was already taken by everyone else. They're like, we gotta have another black guy dance.
Yeah, true.
One that hasn't been claimed.
True.
Oh, the janitor.
The janitor. Oh my
He's
gosh.
on the middle. Which
Yes, he is.
I'm gonna segue into my honorable mentions before I get to number 1. The middle isn't one on there. It's not in my top 10 because 1, I missed the last like 2 or 3 final seasons, and I wasn't like too crazy into it, but it was a pretty big part of my early 20s of me watching it all the time, and it was really funny, and it was kind of like a generic family sitcom, but it was about like poor people, so it was very relatable, and it was good. Modern Family, same channel, so I watched those like back to back. Same with the Goldenbergs.
Yeah.
Modern Family, it's very samey, but it's still like wicked funny.
Yeah.
Nezzy classified as school survival. I talked about that in
Forgot
episode
about
1.
that.
Yeah.
Talked
So
about
good.
I talked about that a lot in episode 1 of Lumpy Milk Pockets, so I'm not gonna talk about it again, especially when we're running so late. Recent show, Sex Education. I'm gonna let that a few seasons come out before I were to ever consider that to be my top, but I love the fuck out of the first season, which just came out, so y'all should watch it.
So good.
Super random one, Mythbusters. It was just a show, the only show ever pretty much that me and my brother like watched, and it was only because he made me watch it at my grandma's when my dad used to live there and we'd go visit him. But it was a good show. You learn a lot of interesting stuff. Dragon Ball Z, the only anime I ever really cared for. It's good. The story is super convoluted and annoying, but Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, good ass show. Full House. I used to watch the hell out of that as a kid, but now I kind of just like, Michelle's the worst character ever made. Victorious,
Yes, dude.
wicked fucking funny show. Still, we like watched like 3 hours worth of it like a couple months ago. And my last show I have on here, actually I have 2 more. Kenan and Kel.
Of course.
Not as good as you remember, I promise you. It's very childish and just wacky, which is fine. But if you're an adult and you try to go watch it, it's not that funny. And one show that I actually kind of think I should have put on my list, get rid of Stranger Things, Catfish.
Oh yeah, you're
I
super
never watched
into
that.
You're super into that.
Man, I wish I could be watching the new season, but I can't. But I've seen every episode. I've learned a lot about people and the way you should like treat people. It's because like the catfishers are, even though they're like pieces of shit, they like.
There's a deep rooted issue.
Yeah, you like you get it, and there's usually a happy ending unless you're like a truly psycho bitch. But like people are always like, sorry I'm the way I am, but just everyone hates me and stuff. I was bullied and crap. There's obviously a lot more deeper stuff than that, but it's good ass show. Do you guys have any honorable mentions?
Yeah, I have a few. Before we get to my number one or number ones, I'm gonna just read through really quick.
Yeah.
I have 5. We already talked about one of them, Ed, Edd and Eddy. It's just I grew up watching it. So good. Hey Arnold. Hey Arnold reminds me of my dad. He's a super sweet kid and always does the right thing, and it's just very caring for others. And That is just so sweet. I put Everything Sucks. That was like, I still, once again, I need to like see more of it. It's on Netflix. You see more of it. It's based in the 90s, and it's like kids. And there's like, it's like kids, but there's more like deep issues. Like one of the people is like coming out and like is struggling with that, and
Yeah, the one moment I didn't think the show would go as that far, but like the girl like saw her mom like kill herself or something, and she like talked about it, and I was like, damn, that's dark.
yeah, there's a bunch of really dark stuff, but
Yeah.
also like stuff that kids are going through, like kind of like what we were going through in middle school and stuff, but also like a lot of deep issues, which is cool. And then another one, End of the Fucking World, is on Netflix, and it's so weird and like it's just weird. It's about this kid who like has a lot of issues and really wants to like kill someone, and so he like plans to kill this girl that's like a super bitch, but they go on this like adventure and they end up like he ends up not wanting to kill her. He kind of starts to gain feelings for her, which is weird, and he starts realizing that she has issues too, and that's why she's the way that she is, and then like a bunch of crazy stuff happens, and like it's really good. It made me cry really hard.
Yeah, it did.
Like really hard. I sobbed like
The last millisecond of the show made her die.
absolutely sobbed. I can't wait for season 2. And then my last one, which almost should be on my top 10, is Animaniacs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Grew up on that. So good. They had like, what's the type of references? Like they had like real life people,
Oh yeah.
whatever it's called.
Yeah, like almost like caricatures. But...
I almost was gonna say that too. I can't really think of the word, but they would have like real life people that they would put into skits.
Yeah, they'd parody
stuff. Yeah. But it was just super goofy and definitely really awesome when you're a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause you got any?
I mean, literally all my stuff is every show from like Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, and like Disney before like 2010. Basically, it's like everything that you like remember as a child.
Is your number one what I think it is?
I don't know, but we're gonna find out.
Yeah, we're gonna find out. I also just
And-
you saying Disney Channel just made me think of. I already said Hannah Montana, but Wizards of Waverly Place. Those 2 shows were so fucking good. Those should be in my honorable mentions too. So I'm just throwing that in there.
Who wants to do number one? I feel like Chris, because
I go
we
first.
just talked a bunch.
Yeah,
so.
Chris, go ahead.
My number one, it's only number one because I just watch it so much.
Yeah.
Is That 70s Show.
Oh yeah. How did I forget? How did I
just realized you
forget?
hadn't talked about it, and I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know why I love the show so much. I just do. I like always have. I literally have watched it since I was like younger, and I even like recently rewatched like the entire season on Netflix, and just like will randomly put on episodes. I don't know why. I just love the show. I like the character ensemble. I think it's like good. It's not like ridiculous. It's like pretty normal. I don't know. I don't know why I love it so much.
my only issue with that show, well, not only, but my biggest thing was that all the characters are the exact same throughout the entire, like, 9 seasons or however many there are.
Yeah. That's one of the things that is hard. But it's like they are the same, but also the timeline doesn't make sense. Like one season it's like a year, but then other seasons it's like a few months. So like they like, which is like something I read when I was like looking at. They like messed up the timeline because it was like, I think they were maybe gonna cancel it or something, or it kept going on, but so it's like weird when you watch it because it's like they like skip stuff, but then like, or like in like December for like an entire season and like shit like that. So it's like they're all the same, but it's really only like a few years. So it's like kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Huh.
But
I've never really given that show a chance. Like I think I've seen maybe like 2 or 3 episodes, and I just kind of was just like, eh. But maybe I need to like start from the beginning and get into it more.
I mean,
it definitely, like, in my opinion, it overstayed its welcome, especially when Eric left, and it went on a little too long.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess. I think it was fine,
Yeah.
but that's because I'm also not picky.
Something you said earlier that I was like, I get what you're saying, but I don't agree with. It was some show, so like, I can see why you were like disagreeing with that, but he thinks otherwise. It's just, I don't know,
Yeah.
preference.
I also think actually, I think I like about it also, last thing, is that I've heard, interviews with, people who've done it, like Topher Grace and stuff, and apparently, when they were making the show, everyone that they had in it was, new, literally had no acting and stuff.
Yeah.
And, they were all, brand new, and they were literally
Yeah.
taking a risk on this show and, hoping, and it just, worked out, and everyone was, pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, the kids at least. I mean, everyone else was, well known, but all
Yeah.
the kids were, brand new, to acting, basically.
I think seasons 1 through 4 are really, really good.
Yeah.
After that, I don't really remember. I can't really pinpoint parts of the seasons later on, but they're just. I feel like it just went too long. Like the whole record store bit, and Hyde and his dad and his sister. It's just why? This was completely unnecessary. And it was whatever.
I don't know. They
Eric
probably.
leaving was stupid.
I think it was just because they the timeline issues were I think it was they got were given more seasons than they were able to
Yeah, they're
do.
just forcing it being on because the ratings are so good or something.
Because it was one of those shows that's we want them to be together, but it's they're college, so they'd have to kind of start moving on. So it's
Yeah.
but I enjoy it.
This is a long episode.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Okay, first of all, how is it so long? It doesn't feel like
I'm trying to figure out if we should put in a stay tuned for next episode, and we cut this in half because it's almost 2 hours. We could do an hour and an hour because we're both to talk about our number ones too.
No, I just think we'll have to edit.
But
Talk
there's-
about Amanda Show way too long.
But I feel like we didn't really babble though. I feel like there wasn't much that we babbled about.
What was even the beginning about? Nothing.
we could probably cut out maybe maybe that.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe
we
the
could just it
beginning
could just
intro.
be a little bit longer than, but I'm gonna try and keep my
Next time we'll
last
just kind of
one.
do. See, I knew 5. I knew 5 would be enough. So
Yeah. I just
Emma didn't
What-
think so.
yeah, because when him and I used to do podcasts, we would struggle to talk and be babbling on purpose to make it longer. When it would be after 20 minutes, we'd be what do we talk about now? But I guess because there's 3 of us,
three of
it's
us, it makes it easier.
yeah. Okay. So let me write down this time.
I'm sure there can be some stuff taken out. I'm sure we can take bits and pieces out of shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying definitely cut Amanda Show out.
Which
Because that was the
stuff.
beginning. I didn't realize how long it would take to get through it all.
Yeah.
I might just cut out half of my honorable mentions. I did that too long.
Yeah, and cut out anything of mine too. But okay.
We'll figure it out.
All right. So
Do you?
So my
Alright,
my number one show is Sons of Anarchy.
Never watched it.
Me either.
You have to, I feel like you'd have to have a specific taste for that show because it's super gory and gangs and stuff like that, but it's just you get so attached to the characters and the stuff that they're doing is bad. They're in a biker gang and they sell guns and eventually they sell drugs and they never wanted to sell drugs and half of them were no, we're not selling drugs, but a few of them secretly did it and they were being watched by the police and whatever because of the selling guns and stuff, and it's just a bunch of crazy things happen and a bunch of characters die and they bring new characters on, you fall in love with them and a bunch of shit happens, but it's they quote unquote are bad people because of the stuff that they're doing, but they really are good people and really nice people. It's a crazy show. I would be sobbing and then be dying laughing and then being shaking waiting for something to happen, oh my god, what's about to happen and stuff, and it's just there's nothing like that show. There's nothing like that show. It's so fucking good. I feel I can't even rewatch it because I know what's gonna happen, but just that one time watching it, it's I can never forget anything. I remember every single detail, everything. It's just so good. But like I said, you have to have a taste for gory and super emotional and stuff like that. So yeah.
Do you have other stuff to say about it?
No, it's just really good. It's so good. The characters are amazing. The storyline is insane. The development of everything that happens. It's kind of like what you're saying about Daredevil, that it's one, it's like you don't think that they can get out of this, and it's like there's no possible way, but then they get out of it, and it's like, holy fucking shit. Exactly. And then something else crazy will happen. It's like, how is this happening when that other thing didn't even finish happening yet? And it's like I feel like you guys would almost like it, but it's super like gangs and stuff, so it's like, if you're not into that, it's like, but it's just, the story is so good, the characters are so good.
I'm sure
I feel like you would like it. Yeah. It's really, really good. Like, even if we just watch like 1 or 2 episodes so you can just kind of get a taste of it, like, we really should.
Yeah.
I feel like we all should choose one of these shows that we want the other ones to watch, and then we'll watch. Yeah. Like, we're definitely watching Daredevil.
Alright, number 1.
Alright, guys, get ready for 2 more hours of podcasting.
Yeah.
Number 1. I literally wanted to make a whole episode of me, not a whole episode, but a whole section of an episode of me just telling everyone, you guys, everyone listening, how there'll never ever be another show like Boy Meets World.
I know.
You know what?
We know.
We
watched it.
Yep, we watched it.
Yeah, but I'm talking to them.
Oh, well, you said us.
No, he said them. He said the listeners, or whatever you said. I don't know, but...
Whatever. The single best show ever made, not in my opinion, in facts.
True.
In facts, do
in
its
fact,
part.
if you disagree, you're wrong.
And facts be to you.
The show. I'm not super huge into TV. I want to be. I just have so many other hobbies. It's like hard to be super into TV. But this Boy Meets World, one of my favorite things out of anything, like top 3 favorite things ever in my life. The show is wicked fucking funny, especially in the later seasons, like season 4 onward. The first 3 are not really that funny, but they're good. It's super sad all the time, and I love it, especially when I'm emotional. I need for some reason to cry. I just like put on Boy Meets World, one of the 1,500 sad episodes, and I was like,
we like, I vividly remember one time, like a year and a half ago, probably more than that. Actually, it was like almost 2 years ago that we were like, I'm sad or whatever. Like, we need to cry, and then we like put it on and just sobbed.
Yeah. It's so good. Like, it means so much to me in so many ways. Like, everything is so relatable. It literally grew with its audience. So, like, it starts out like being kids and like living life as a kid and super innocent, but like they learn some super important stuff along the way. Mr. Feeney, the parents, but then they get older as the audience grew older. No other show that I've seen does it that good or at all. Like, they literally start, people die, people come close to dying, people they get married. Corey and Topanga get married. Like,
Spoiler for this 20-year-old show.
Yeah.
Like, there's some dark stuff in the show.
Yeah.
And you like would never think, like, you wouldn't see like a show aimed at quote unquote kids like do that ever, like, now. Like, if a show is for kids, it's gonna be for kids until it's canceled. Like,
yeah.
The show is just so funny. Every character I love. I've cried dozens and dozens of times watching this show because it's so relatable to me. It's not even funny. Like, there's so many episodes where it feels like you're watching your own life pretty much. Like, I've had like friends, I've forced them to watch it and they like say the same thing. And I could literally go on for hours about Boy Meets World. I didn't start watching it until like 2010, really. Because I just kind of started watching off nostalgia. Like, I used to watch this, but then like I watched the entire run of the show within like 3 or 4 days. When Mom bought me these like DVDs, my life changed like forever. And yeah.
We rebought those DVDs and they were like $50.
Yeah, and then it was on Hulu in its entirety like a week later.
Yeah. Nice. We literally were like, should we return it? But we like bought it off of some woman online.
Yeah, eBay.
Yeah, and we're like, we're not returning it. Like, Because she had it sealed and we like opened it and stuff, and it's like, no, we're not returning.
Wait, was it
We'll just
50
keep
for like the whole thing?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, it's
actually.
like when you go to like Best Buy and they sell like the big like
It's
Sons
like
of Anarchy. Sons of Anarchy DVDs were like 89 something. It's like,
Damn.
oh my god, like
Yeah.
what? But yeah, Boy Meets World. Sean got me into it. I never even heard of it until Sean showed it to me, and we like. It's, I don't know.
The episode where Sean's dad died is like, there's a whole arc that goes with it,
Yeah.
and it's so good. Like Sean, like trying to find himself and like try to figure out who he is, like, and who he's going to be, and it's just like so good. And then, like the episode that still kind of gets to me, is when Sean finds out that his mom wasn't like his actual mom, and he never finds out who his actual mom is. But then he like goes to his dad's grave, and it's just like he's like telling him how proud of him he is, even though he's dead and stuff. And it still gets to me,
Yeah.
and because the stuff they say, it's just like, dude, I feel you. And the last episode, the finale of that show is the best finale ever made.
Cornelius.
No other show has such a, like, as an emotional
I was
like goodbye.
crying.
It was literally 3 episodes long.
We were sobbing, like we like were holding each other, crying, like sobbing. I remember taking the blanket on the bed and just covering my face and like screaming into it.
The first time I ever watched it, dude, I was like 3 in the morning because I was like binging it. So I was watching it an entire like day, and it was like 3 in the morning. I literally could not stop crying, and like boogers everywhere, and like so many. I used like an entire towel to wipe up my boogers because I was crying so much, and yeah.
Yeah, I got into it last year when also because of Sean, because he talked about it forever, and then like you need to like watch the show. I was like, fine.
I was like, I'll let you use my Hulu if you watch.
I used the Hulu, and I literally watched it all in like literally the same thing, like 4 days or something, and I loved it.
Yeah.
I didn't think I like would love it as much as like Sean always talked about. It was like,
Same.
sure, I'll like watch like your show that you like love so much, and it was just, it's so good. There's so much happening. The character like progression, the emotional stories, the greatest mystery of TV shows have ever had, aka the sister that goes missing for like 3 seasons and is like a different character.
One of the things that
the only like issue I had, the only like real bad inconsistency,
that
Agreed.
is the sister.
No kid show has. I wouldn't even call it a kid show, dude. It's like teenager show. It's called that. A teen show will ever have someone's dad die, have someone like become so depressed that they become an alcoholic and like force other people to drink with them and stuff. And,
The
like,
cult.
Yeah, the cult episode too. Like, there's so much dark stuff. It's so good. And,
It's touched on so many different things that it's like, I feel like a lot of people have gone through a lot of things, and then other people have gone through these things that not a lot of other people have gone through, if that makes any sense. It's like, they're like that cult one, literally, it's like a kid that lost his way and needs some sort of guidance and some sort of
parents and like no one.
Yeah, and he ends up getting into like a cult by accident. He doesn't realize what it is. He just thinks it's a good thing, and it's like, no, you don't realize it's a bad thing, and whatnot. And it's like stuff like that. It's like, that's crazy.
That's the last time you see Mr. Turner when he's dead in the fucking hospital. Not actually dead. They show that he's like alive, but
It's like, that's the last time he was on the
it's
show.
literally the last time he was on the show is when he's like.
And he was such a big part of Sean's life because he like basically adopts him for a while, because he was his teacher, and then like adopts him, and it's like he gets in a motorcycle accident and like whatever, and he ends up being okay, but then it's just literally does not show back up on the show.
I want to know some of the back like things that were happening like behind the scenes, like to like the decisions.
Right.
All right, guys, that was a very long episode.
2 more hours.
We definitely gotta trim a lot of it, but
yeah.
If you guys definitely need to watch Boy Meets World and all the shows we watch. If you're cool enough, I'll literally give you my Hulu. So
Also,
hit me up if you want it.
Yeah. Also, let us know if you're our YouTube viewer, and in the comments, you should definitely give us your top 10 and any honorable mentions as well. Let us know or if you have seen any of the shows that we've seen, and if you agree or if disagree, let us know. Also, please give us a review on iTunes, please, please, please. Good or bad, preferably good. Give us some suggestions. Rate us 5 stars. And
Nintendo Switch giveaway at the next 5-star review.
no.
Oh my god, we do not have that money.
No. Maybe in the future, but
Once we start getting advertisers.
maybe in the future, but follow us on Instagram, Lumpy Milk Pockets.
Twitter's Lumpy Pod at Lumpy Pod.
And YouTube Lumpy Milk Pockets is this I said it right.
I'm like, wait, what?
Subscribe to that, leave likes and all that good stuff.
Follow all the Boy Meets World cast on Twitter. I think didn't someone just get married?
Yeah.
Topanga.
Yeah. Danielle Fisher.
Yeah.
Just got married. So
Wait, isn't it official?
It is official.
Oh, yeah.
So sorry. Check out those photos.
Yep.
We'll see you in the next Lumpies.
Bye.